Looks like Disney might be starting to learn somewhat of a lesson. Apparently, well, at least the rumor is that Hunchback of Notre Dame has been canceled. Like they needed a live version of this. See, it works because he's a cartoon, right? It's okay to look at him there. Does anyone want to look at a realistic Hunchback of Notre Dame character for 2 hours because they can't figure out the 90-minute formula anymore? So they have to extend everything into 3-hour movies almost? No, this would flop. And then you've got to woke it up somehow, so who knows what they would have even done there. So they got Snow White coming out. I can't remember how many other ones they have in the pipeline. I know there's a couple more. But I think after Snow White flops, and it will, they might cancel a lot more of them. So this one apparently is gone, thank God. It's claimed that Bob Iger and Disney have canceled the planned live-action Hunchback of Notre Dame movie from Josh Gad, which follows a string of failures from the company. Back in 2019, it was announced that Josh Gad was developing a live-action musical adaptation of this, with playwright David Henry Hwang writing the script. Alan Menken and Stephen Schwartz were writing the music. The film was said to be pulling from the 1996 animated film from Disney. Well, apparently, Bob Iger is not a big fan of this and has decided to cancel the movie. I mean, that's not a bad idea to do. Disney has got to be hurting, especially for whatever they use for their cash on hand. I'm sure it's looking a little empty. I don't think that they are in a position that they can just start churning this garbage out still. They can't keep doing this. Look at as this article points out here. Recent bombs for Disney include the live-action version of The Little Mermaid. Snow White is looking like it's a complete disaster. Haunted Mansion, Indiana Jones 5, Elemental, The Little Mermaid, Ant-Man, Strange World, Lightyear. All of those movies have bombed. All of those movies have bombed. Indiana Jones 5 looks like it's probably going to be one of the biggest disasters at the box office of all time. I saw a really funny quote that Harrison Ford's movie bombed and then the Solo movie bombed. Now, technically, Harrison Ford is not in that, but that is his character. He'll always be associated with it. So he lost more money than Solo. Haunted Mansion, that one I actually heard was okay. I just have no interest in watching it. And seeing Disney get a flop is good with me. They need massive flops, flop after flop, before they'll ever consider changing. Because they'll never go out of business. They have enough real estate to stay afloat for a long, long time. So, yeah, a lot of stuff has been failing for them. And I think they're finally taking notice of that. Hunchback of Notre Dame, gone. Because why the hell does this movie need a live-action remake? Make something new. So this is where this comes from. It comes from the Disinsider. It is still mindful to take it with a grain of salt, but that now that Bob Iger is back in the driver's seat, it is highly unlikely that the project will move forward, as Iger is not the biggest fan of Hunchback of Notre Dame, and a remake isn't in their list of priorities. Now things can obviously change, but this is the most recent information we have on the project. So that's all the details. Probably true, I'm going to guess. And get ready for more. If the Marvels flops, every movie they'll put out this year, I think they might have one more. I'm not sure, but let's just stick with the one for now. That would be every movie flopped except one, and that's Guardians of the Galaxy 3. That movie was actually a little bit of a success, but the only reason it was a success in my eyes is because of James Gunn's track record, and that movie has a good following. A lot of people like it for the same reason as why he has a following, because the man makes decent movies, and people wanted to see how that ended. And what happened from that? It got good word of mouth. Good word of mouth came from people that saw the movie, and that's what got that movie to, is it almost to $1 billion? Last time I checked, it was at like $850 million. But it made money. It started off in a bad way because it was starting off the same as Ant-Man, and it managed to bounce back, and it's because I strongly believe that good word of mouth, and that's why Barbie's doing so well too, by the way, good word of mouth. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. You think Disney's going to cancel some more movies? What are your thoughts? Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video, hit that notification bell, check out my Rumble and Locals, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my Locals.